Hey guys, welcome back to StitchyJam Knits. My name is Jay, I'm coming to you from Sydney, Australia, and my channel is about knitting, crochet, patchwork. Sometimes I throw a bit of gardening, a little catch up, and just a general crafty podcast. So yeah. I'm not sure if you are new here. If you are, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I did a video last week and I just want to say I'm really grateful for all the lovely positive comments and encouragement that I received. I feel really blessed and lucky. Thank you very much. The knitting community is just such a lovely, kind and generous community. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. As promised, I've come this week to update you. I got some inspiration from Home Tea Knits, who has been part of and continuing a chain of 10 questions for crocheters, and I'm tweaking mine to incorporate knitters. Feel free to do the same. So basically there's 10 questions and you tag the person that you that started this whole chain, and then you also tag the person in whom inspired you, I guess, and where you saw it and where it came from, and then you do your own, and the next person will do the same, etc., etc. I think I've explained that well. My week's been pretty good. I had a rough day Sunday. Like when I say a rough day, I mean there was lots of things. Like it was work, it was D&Ms with family, it was having a brain fart and having a good cry and a wallow. But I think it was needed because it clears out the cobwebs when you do that, right? And so yeah, Monday, Tuesday at work, I had a great day. It was really good. I got in flow. I had a great lot of customers. It was good energy, and after work as well. And the sun's been out, and it's been crazy. It's July. It's the middle of winter, and it's been, you know, sort of 22, 23 degrees. You know, that is a bit too warm, particularly for this time of year. The plants, the flowers, the trees, the birds, nobody knows what's going on. I think that globally we're all feeling that. You know, I'm starting off leaving work 5:30, sorry. And it's like between 1 and 4 degrees. And then by the time I finish work, it's around lunchtime, like between 1 and 2, and I'm getting home, and it's anything between 18 and 22. And we're in July, which is the middle coldest month allegedly of the year, and yeah, that's insane. So I hate to think what summer's going to be like. Mad, absolutely mad. My cats are about to have a fight, so if you hear that, I apologize. The little one is just trying to be playful. Flush, leave him. Sorry, guys. I can't show you because I can't turn the camera around. Flash, leave him. Go on. Walk away. Good boy. Good boy. Crazy. So I will come on. I'm 4 minutes in now and I haven't really got to why I'm here. So let's start, shall we? So the first question is, how did you learn to crochet or knit? So I tried to be taught how to knit when I was younger, and I just got frustrated with it and I couldn't be bothered with it, and it was doing my head in. So I just stopped trying. And when I was probably in my 20s, maybe, My uncle taught me how to crochet. We were at a family gathering, and I started off with chains, and I pretty quickly like learned how to do other things. And what I liked about crochet is that it gave me the creativity to play without a pattern. And I really enjoyed that, and if you made a mistake, it was easy. And then I lived down in Melbourne for a little while, which is in the state of Victoria, and it's much colder down there. And so I did even more crochet then, which is when I started to do blankets and learn different techniques. And I never really got into crocheting clothes, and I've never done the aragumi, the Japanese art of making crocheted toys. I think that's sort of more a trend now. But I did some blankets, quite a lot of blankets, and some other things. I think I designed my own crochet beanie. I just sort of winged it, and it turned out really well. And yeah, and then I just I really wanted to get off my phone scrolling, and so I said to my mum, can you teach me how to knit again? And she was getting back into knitting after the pandemic, and yeah, so like I've now taken to knitting like a duck with water, and I get frustrated when I make mistakes because I'm still learning how to undo those, because it's very different to crochet. Crochet, you know, you can sort of fix it as you like quite easily, and knitting is a little bit more indicative of someone who has patience, which although knitting is teaching me patience, I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to these things. I get very frustrated with it. But thankfully I have my mum around to help me, and she's a very experienced knitter. So I'm learning and trying not to get too frustrated with it. But sometimes things end up in the naughty corner. So it says if you can use one yarn for the rest of your life, what would it be? And specific brands, I'm really not that sure about. Again, I'm 2 years in, so I'm relatively new, and although I do understand and have pleasure in different fibers, I don't have a specific brand, but I do like to, I love the feel of merino for like a beanie, for example, because it's nice and soft and it's not scratchy. And it's really good to have like against sensitive skin. I really enjoy the feel of rustic, toothy kind of yarns to knit with. And so far I haven't finished or completed a garment, so I can't really tell you how I would go with those from my stash up against my body. But this jumper my mother made, and my other favorite jumper my mother made, and it's with Knitting for Olive mohair mixed with some British wool off the cone. Both of them are. And although every now and then I do find I get irritated by the mohair, it's not very often. And if I wear an appropriate top underneath, then it's fine. But what I really love about these two combined together is that they don't pill. So maybe that would be my answer. The weirdest thing I ever made, I have, and I was going to bring and I forgot, so I might have to pause this video for a second and go and grab it. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, hey, I'm back. So I'll just repeat that question. So what is the weirdest thing you've ever made? Now, this was done via crochet, and I'm not really one to follow a pattern with crochet. So I was inspired by Katie Green of Katie Green Bean, who made this really tiny little frog to carry around in her pocket, or their pocket, sorry. And I was really impressed by that. And somehow I ended up making a frog who's not tiny and was really looking great, but his arms and his legs are a little strange. And at the moment he's not finished, so he's got no eyes. But I think considering I did it with no pattern, it turned out really well. Are you ready? Here he is. So here's what will be his eyes. He's got a little scarf on. And see what I mean? His legs are sort of out of proportion. But I think he's still cute. And maybe I'll finish it eventually. Question number 5. What's something that you will never crochet or knit? And I couldn't think of anything. Home Tea Knit said trousers, and it's probably the same answer, because why would you want a pair of knitted trousers? Yeah, that's probably my answer. I couldn't think of anything else. Where do you get your inspiration? I get it from watching knitting podcasts like myself. Not watching myself, but you know, obviously I'm a knitting podcaster, so other knitting podcasters. I get my inspiration from that. I get my inspiration from Ravelry. Some of the knitting podcasts that I enjoy and get inspiration from are Gaynor Jane, Tales of Cuckoo Land, Stitch by Mrs. D. I get my patchwork inspiration from Kate of Last Homely House. I have a long list, knitting traditions sometimes, but I find she's quite advanced and I find her a little intimidating. I think it's wonderful to watch and I think she's amazingly talented, but I get a little bit overwhelmed, I guess, because she's been knitting since she was a kid. She's quite advanced. Laura Penrose, Journey Through Yarn, Becky from Back to Blighty, all of which I'm sure you guys know about. And I enjoy watching lots of different people, including Home Tea Knits, because it's nice and homely and brings me comfort and joy. My favorite thing I've made this year, I haven't really finished anything knitting wise this year. I have a really big pile of whips and I have a really big case of knitter's block. So my favorite thing that I've made this year would be my Easter project bags that I sold at StitchyJam project bags, and they were really super cute and everyone loved them. And I only had a limited amount of that material, so they were real limited edition bags, and I'm yet to be inspired. Probably the next lot will probably end up being another round for Christmas, but we'll see. It's still only July. Anything could happen between now and then. My cat's now crying in the background, I'm sorry. What am I excited for plans knitting wise this year? Well, first and foremost, to finish everything that I've actually started already. including like I really want to finish my Harbour Vest test knit that I'm doing for Rebecca from Journey Through Yarn. That's my goal, to get that done. And what I also have plans for, whether that be this year or next year, it probably will be next year now, is the, let me just grab this, the Perek vest by Orlan Suchi, which is like a little top, and then the Alfra by Isabel Kramer, which I already have the yarn for, so I'm really, I'm ready for action on those when I get my whips finished, and then when I like move into casting on something new. I want some garments. I know I get frustrated with them. It's only because I'm still learning, but I want some garments. I want to build up my wardrobe. I enjoy wearing knitted items, and although most of the time I live in a country where it's too hot, I'm going to do the Perek vest in wool, but I'm going to then, if I enjoy doing the pattern, do a few in cotton, so that I have some ready for the summer as well. The worst thing about knitting and crochet is making mistakes for me. Is I'm still learning. I get frustrated, I get despondent, and I put things in the naughty corner. But that all comes with learning and time, and it gets frustrating getting knitter's block, but it's okay because it'll come back, and I'm doing a few lines on a sock at a time, and that's making progress, so that's all good. And the favorite thing about knitting and crochet is two things. Is it's good for my mental health most of the time, and it's really, really good. The reason I started in the first place is to get me off doom scrolling on my phone and having too much screen time. So yeah, they're really the reasons, good and bad. It's good. I'm a creative person. It's nice to have something to do off screen that's relaxing for the most part, and that is turning into something that I'm going to get a long time use out of. And I love making socks to give as gifts and for myself, because it's nice and relaxing, and other people find joy in that too, and I like to do things for others. So yeah, so that's me, and I shall tag or encourage you all to do this. I'd really love to see your answers, and maybe it will encourage you to make a new video, as it has done for me, and try and get that momentum of podcasting back in action. So yeah, thanks very much, everyone. And if you really liked this video, if you have any questions, if you want to know more, like, tag, subscribe, and please write me a comment, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to leave it at that and keep it another short and sweet one, and hope, not hope, that's the wrong word. I'm looking forward to keeping the momentum going. That's the one we're looking for. But yeah, this week, I'm having a good week, and having encouragement and positive things from you guys, my customers, and my family and my friends has been really helpful, and I see the value in community, and thank you for loving me just the way I am. So until next week, peace and love and zen. Bye.